Dustin McGrorty, who will be sharing with us how you can make money as an affiliate in 2021. But before he unleashes some incredible secrets and learns us, let's go around this room and do a little bit of an introduction for each and every person. So today, let's start with the person in the garden, Peacher.
The person in the garden is Peacher Neri, UX and UI expert and Cloudways Maverick, together with my wonderful colleagues.
Dustin, how about yourself?
I'm Dustin McGrorty, internet entrepreneur. Been doing this for almost 10 years, more than 10 years now. Got started doing stuff with my dad online in the gardening niche and turned it into affiliate marketing.
Awesome. Jan.
I'm Jan. I'm the host of the WP Agency Summit.
And I'm Lee. I am the host of the Agency Trailblazer podcast. So, Dustin, you have got some awesome slides for us, so I'm going to add those to the screen. We're all going to go on mute, and we're going to listen and watch with open mouths.
Cool. Yeah, feel free to jump in anytime.
We will.
I will likely skip over some stuff, not on purpose, but yeah.
Well, on that, folks, if you do have any questions as well, be sure to let us know in the comments. We will be putting those to Dustin throughout this episode.
Cool. Yeah, so when they asked me to do this webinar and with the topic of making money as an affiliate in 2021, I immediately sit back and think about what did I do this last year that has worked, and then also what has continued to work from years prior, and I can see continuing to work going into the future. So some of the things in this slide deck here are not just specific to affiliate marketing. There's about traffic generation, getting cheap email subscribers. So you can take this stuff and apply it to a number of different types of businesses. So don't just think that it only works as an affiliate. It obviously does, but it can work for almost really anything. So I'm going to start with a few different paid traffic tricks. So if you don't really know me that well, everything that I do usually revolves around building an email list of some kind. And the goal is always to get subscribers for the lowest price, but keep the quality of the subscriber as high as you can. So these are all case studies. This whole entire slide deck is just case studies of stuff that I've done over the last couple of years. Some of it are affiliate things, some of it are my own information-based products. So like I said, this stuff can be applied to just about anything. So this first one is Facebook. So there's a couple different Facebook case studies in here, and really, this isn't really like a mind-blowing strategy or anything. It's just something that I feel like people almost overlook because it seems too obvious. But it's more so just kind of proof that you can do this profitably in really a number of different niches. So unfortunately, I can't share the exact ad or the niche for this one, but the strategy itself still applies to really anything. So we're starting with a Facebook ad on the left, which sends people to basically what's called a squeeze page or lead capture page, asking them to give up their name and email address. But the thing I want to point out on the screen right here, when you are on a mobile device on Facebook, Facebook will suggest a email address that you have used in the past, so they can just click that instead of having to type it. And on a mobile device, when people have to manually type things, it keeps them from progressing forward in the funnel, or going wherever you want them to go. If they got to sit there and manually punch things in, I got big fat thumbs. Like I try to avoid filling out forms online on my phone. So this little kind of not really a secret, but I kind of just discovered it myself being on Facebook. Like, wow, I guess that's why this one specifically works so well, because I ran this exact funnel on Google ads, Google search ads, Bing search ads, and the conversion rate, the opt-in rate on the squeeze page was, not even 3%, I don't think. From Facebook, it was 30% opt-in rate. So I believe that is why it did much better, is that, Facebook's just auto-suggesting things for people.
It's certainly done it for me a lot. I've noticed. I actually myself, even though I'm served the same sorts of ads on desktop, I am way more likely naturally to do it on my phone because my phone will automatically fill certain things in,
Right.
and the forms are usually much more simplified. So they seem to catch me both on Instagram, on Facebook. It's dangerous if I surf the internet right now, mate.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for all of it.
It is.
I think
Yeah.
a lot of people don't.
And also the autocomplete feature of most keywords on phones helps with just tapping one time to get the.
I don't think a lot of people realize from when you click a link from Facebook, you no longer are taken off of Facebook. Really, you're in Facebook's browser, so they're still controlling the environment, which allows them to do that kind of stuff. So, like the next step in this funnel here is they opt in. And they're taken to what's called a thank you page. But on the thank you page is where you make an offer to people right away to try and offset the cost of your advertising. So the goal is to really break even at that point, where if I spend, $20 a day, hopefully I make at least $20 a day on this initial offer. And it's obviously related to what they opted in for to begin with. So that's just kind of the results of the, let me see if I can, I don't know if that's showing up on here. It looks like it is. Those are kind of the results of, over the course of a few months, 1,000 leads, which are email subscribers, 54 cents a lead. That may seem expensive to some people, but it's honestly not to get an email lead of a high quality like that. So,
and just to clarify, when you mentioned break even after you're selling, that is how you can build the email list for free, essentially, because you need to pay money to run the ads, but then you recoup them on the first offer, and then obviously you can have upsells and stuff like that to tap into making money.
Right. Yeah, you can see this was about $546 of advertising. So that's just, it doesn't seem like earth-shattering or unique in any way, but it's something that has worked and I still believe will continue to work going into the future, and not just on Facebook. There's a number of other traffic sources that this would work for.
That assumedly qualifies some of those people who've spent money as well. So you're building up an audience of people who don't. Sorry, hang on. So people are giving you their email address,
right,
and some of those people are then purchasing the upgrade, which is helping you cover the costs, but also then qualifying them as the next level of customer who may be willing to spend more money with you guys as well.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have put this arrow here because it's confusing. The bottom box is just the results to the people who opted in. It's not anything to do with sales or anything.
No worries.
Cool.
So basically, the funnel is add to a freebie, to a free offer with an upsell as you download.
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
Yep. And in this case, this was the initial offer is an ebook that I hadn't even written yet. So you're getting money and building a list before you've even completed the product as well. So eventually there will be upsells for the people that buy that product too. All right, number 2 is something that I call backwards blogging. We've been doing this in our gardening niche for more than 5 years now. It just still continues to work. It works. I've done it in affiliate businesses and deals where I'm selling my own products. And obviously in the gardening niche, we sell our own stuff, but it's a similar funnel or flow compared to to the last one, still Facebook ad, but there's just a little bit of difference in the middle. So take people from the Facebook ad, which is what you see right here.
Can I just, I'll just interrupt you quickly,
Sure.
Dustin, just to clarify for those who didn't see the first webinar with Dustin. If you didn't, go watch it after this because it's absolutely chock-a-block full of fantastic content marketing tips. But Dustin and his family have had a gardening website and tips and so on, which is mind-blowing if you like gardening. And it is, the whole spirit is how affiliate marketing and traffic really is about helping others. That's what the spirit of it is. And that's what we learned last time. So sorry to interrupt, but just because people who are with us today may not have watched the previous one, go to the Cloudways YouTube channel and watch it later after this.
Yeah, that's kind of like the whole thing. Like I said at the beginning, is anything that I'm showing you today, any of the products that are for sale that I'm showing can be substituted. They can be yours or somebody else's. So that's how this really applies to affiliate marketing or really anything that you're just trying to promote. So the strategies themselves will work for tons and tons of this different stuff. So this one here, this is an ad that we ran on Facebook, sending people to just a blog post. But this actually wasn't even a blog post that we wrote. So we emailed our list of subscribers and said, hey, we're looking to pay a couple people to write some articles for us, but they need to be step-by-step articles. They need to be your own unique photos that you need to take and give us the permission to use on our blog. And so we paid, I don't even remember what we paid each of those people, but that's what this is. And this one happened to work very, very, very well. It just resonated very well with not only our email list, but also anybody really interested in gardening and anyone that has a greenhouse too. So the post is on how to heat a greenhouse without electricity. So I'm going to show the whole funnel, and then I'm going to come back to this. So it starts with a Facebook ad, which goes to the blog post. As soon as they land on the blog post, a Facebook retargeting pixel is set on that visitor's browser, so that when they come back to Facebook, we can now show them a different ad. Only the people that went and clicked and visited this blog post are seeing this ad down here. Then this ad sends them to a squeeze page. If they click this watch video now button, a opt-in box pops up and they watch the video. So this resulted in the clicks from Facebook were 0.6 of a penny to get all of these clicks. And you can see on this Facebook ad, it was shared 6,000 times. So it generated a huge, huge retargeting audience for us. Even the ad to the squeeze page got shared 315 times. So I call it backwards blogging, because when you think of blogging, you think like, oh, I got to sit down and write like 50 blog posts. This you can literally start with one blog post, because you're the one generating the traffic to that site.
The bit that did throw me was you said that this is a blog on someone else's site?
No, this is our blog. So Mike is my dad. Mike's back here in the street. The post itself is kind of like a guest post. So somebody created the post for us. It was really just our one of our subscribers.
That makes way more sense, because I was trying to work out how the hell you got your retargeting pixel on someone else's site, because your name's not Mike, it's Dustin. But I wasn't at the call, so I get it now. That is really helpful.
Yeah, that's my dad right there.
Yeah, just to jump into this, just to jump into this about adding your retargeting pixel to different sites, you can do this using services like switchy.io, where you create a short link that injects your pixel into the link. And then when somebody clicks on the link, they get onto a separate page that redirects to the final page. And in that step of redirecting, they load your tracking pixel.
That's pretty slick.
Depends on how ethical you redeem this really is or not.
Switchy.io. That's a good one.
I leave that open to everybody.
This kind of thing makes my head spin. It makes my head spin. I'm not even sure.
It's quite useful, actually, because using a tool like Switchy allows you to share third-party content that you didn't even write. So, for example, if I want to run a Facebook ad to this webinar, I could put that Facebook video link, or the YouTube link for that matter, into switchy.io, create a short link with my custom domain, with my custom branding, inject my Facebook pixel into this, and then I can retarget everybody who clicks on the webinar to promote a different webinar that builds up on this, or to promote Dustin's first webinar or something like that on that audience.
Yeah, that's really smart.
Nice.
So does this make sense?
Yes.
Any other explanation I need to throw in there?
No, this is good. I guess the other thing as well is you were talking about the 6/10 of a penny, etc. So I assume, from my understanding, that by doing this, you're giving someone something of value. You're not expecting anything for it. They can go and read how to heat their greenhouse. You can now retarget them. That the cost of that was presumably cheaper because you're not trying to convert a sale or capture an email. This is just traffic, which is cheaper on Facebook. Then when you target them again on Facebook, again, it's even cheaper because you're spending on a warmed up audience, i.e. the retargeted audience, to give them something that you think is, again, even more relevant because they've already clicked on the previous. They're already a qualified audience of sorts. You're then going to take them on to the watch video, which I assume is where you're capturing their information, like their email address, for you to then continue the journey, the funnel further down. So where the other funnel you showed us, number one, may have cost, for example, let's say it cost you $20 per lead, which you broke even on. I can't remember the numbers, but on this one, this is costing you pennies per email address as opposed to the other one, which may have been more costly because of, right. Cool. Yeah, this is really helpful.
It really starts with this. You know, when people share stuff, it's free eyeballs, so that's really what kickstarts the, the viral effect, and it really lowers the cost per click and the cost per lead go down all at the same time.
So I now need to think of real good content that people want to read.
Well, if you think of the person scrolling on Facebook and they're seeing an ad like this, where it's truly 100% content versus an ad where it says buy my stuff, which one are they going to share more? So it's kind of a win-win situation where you're giving them this content up front, and in return they're sharing it as long as it's good content, and you're getting cheap clicks and cheap subscribers. The other thing, while they're here, we have ads for our stuff on the blog, obviously, so they could just skip this whole process, click this ad, and take them straight to that page too.
I like it. This is good.
So this is the same exact strategy, just a different niche.
Oh, look at him. Look at the dog. I'm already sold.
So this was my own niche. I sold this business, but same exact strategy. I just skipped building the email list in this one and went straight from the retargeting ad to an ebook that I was selling for, I think, $20 at the time. But same deal, 150 some shares. I didn't run this one as big of an audience as the gardening one, but works exactly the same way.
Is the purpose of running the ad to the blog post and then retargeting just to create multiple touch points to drive down the cost per sale in the end, or what's the goal?
Really, the point is to get more exposure on the front end. So you're getting all these free eyeballs from them sharing it. And like I said, they're going to be way more apt to share a piece of content, an ad with a piece of content, than this ad that's just selling a product, which you can see down here. Than that 11 shares on that one.
Yeah. Do you have any resources or tips on creating those ads in the first place? Like I imagine that there goes a lot of experience in the creating of the copy, selecting the creative for the image and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, it does kind of come with time. I don't really I didn't really necessarily learn it from anywhere. It's just kind of a little bit of copywriting. But it's actually a lot easier doing it this way because you're literally just advertising the blog post. So there's no, I guess you can consider the headline a little bit of some copywriting skills, but it's kind of just, tell people what you have, and showing it to the right person really matters more than having good copywriting.
Yeah, makes sense.
Well, both of these examples are great. I mean, I can heat my greenhouse without electricity. That's a huge problem for me. The greenhouse is right the other side of the building, and it's going to cost me a lot of money to get electric. So there's a clear problem that I have to solve. Again, this one for our dog. These are common ailments, essential oils, natural remedies for me. So that's, again, another problem that I would like to solve. So they're very clear problems. It's free content, and yes, you are upset. You're actually, I've noticed here, you've got the secret handbook that you're recommending are you giving them the option to skip the entire retargeting process as well? Haven't you? Again, with that
Yeah.
link, which is something you did on the other, you've got the ad, so people can jump straight to the content if they're, as in straight to the paid product if they're already, I like
there's
this.
a link here, and then at the
Yep.
bottom of this article, there's a brief, kind of about a paragraph long, kind of a pitch for this offer. So yeah, they can skip right over the retargeting process.
And also, naturally for me, my mum's got she's just taken on a new dog. She takes on old dogs. So, I'm naturally going to share this with her instantly. This is that first element I would share. I would actually send her it in Messenger, and I would also share it because I know there's a lot of dog lovers who are friends with me on Facebook. So this is a natural process. And
this, this is something that any affiliate could do. You don't, just because you don't own the product doesn't mean you can't create a funnel like this. As an affiliate, I wouldn't skip over the email opt-in process because I'm, as an affiliate, that's where you make yourself unique, because not many affiliates have email lists. So I would, kind of substitute. As an affiliate, I would take the offer out and instead make the ad go to the retargeting ad, go to an opt-in page for some kind of a freebie that would in turn promote some kind of affiliate product. All right, another cheap paid traffic trick here. So this is an evergreen list post, kind of the same. I don't really talk about the Facebook side of this, but I used Facebook to initially jumpstart the traffic to this post. So that's the ad. Backyard Growers is just another website, another brand of our gardening business. So this Facebook ad goes to this blog post. And this blog post, if you're not familiar with what a list post is, you go out and you just gather some of the best items, whatever that topic is that you really like, and you put them all on one blog post. And of course, you link back out to where you found them from to give people credit. So you're really just gathering things, and none of it is really yours. You can, I think I wrote whatever this is, 2 or 3 paragraphs here, grabbed a YouTube video that was really good based on the topic, which the topic is a do-it-yourself compost bin, like how to build your own compost bin. So I figured, throwing in a TED Talk video about composting is, just fits well. So again, this is our blog. We've got our ads and, in the sidebar and scattered throughout. And then there's just a list of 23 really cool do-it-yourself compost bins that I found from all over. Many from, Pinterest is just a huge source for stuff like that. But just, link out, give everybody credit. With the goal being to build an email list yourself from that traffic. The traffic is super cheap, but the byproduct of doing a post like this is that you're going to get evergreen traffic long term. And in this case, we actually ranked number 1 in Google for compost bin ideas. So this is our.
I was just going to say that if you have the tracking right, the targeting right, and people stay on the page, it also sends the ranking signal to Google, right? That the page is high quality, and thus you start getting organic traffic as you grow.
They can tell people are sharing it, engaging with it, they like it, it's good content. So it just slowly moves up into the rankings. And in this case, this one has been there, was posted in 2015, I think. And I just took this screenshot 2 or 3 days ago. So it's still number 1. Now that isn't a highly searched term, but it's, 500, 600 searches a month, which, you do enough of those posts, you're getting evergreen traffic for years and years from this stuff. So this just kind of shows you the total search volume that we've received from that post in our Google Search Console. So over 2,800 unique visitors over the last 5 years from that post.
It reminds me of a post I did. I think it was something like 10 Facebook groups designers should be a part of. I just did that as a blog. I referenced a whole lot of Facebook groups that I've been a part of, and that's been one of our most popular posts and best ranked in the search engines. I've never thought to actually advertise it though through
Right.
Facebook and build up a pixel that way. So, and obviously that's share worthy content as well. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna experiment with that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like the stuff like this gets shared more than like unique content that you write yourself. It's weird. Like my dad can write a blog post that's 2,000 words long, but people will share this way more. You know, it's just I don't know. It's one of those things where people
easy
just
to
like
consume,
share.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Like so here I'm seeing like 23 DIY compost bin ideas. Like that is something I can very quickly visualize. It's something of value, and the instant reward for me to share that is that I'm sharing something that will be of instant value to other people in my circle. They'll like that. Oh yeah, that's really helpful. Isn't Lee helpful? I kind of get a little bit of cred for sharing
Right.
that. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, I can kind of, I'm not a psychologist, but I can kind of see the psychology there.
There's a lot of psychology behind that stuff for
Yeah.
sure. I've studied it a lot.
Dustin, you got me pegged.
All right. So we're on to actual strategies here. And this is, again, one of my own businesses where since I've been doing this stuff for so long, I've got into the course creation niche here with internet marketing, affiliate marketing. So this is to my email list in the internet marketing, affiliate marketing space. On Halloween, I just wrote this email real quick and I asked them like, hey, these are the products on my list, right? Like on my list of offers, courses to make here in the next 6 months. Click one of these links and let me know which one you would like me to start with. And when they click the link, it tags them in my email so that I know going forward, when I do create that product, I can email them and say, hey, you were interested in this. Now it's out, it's released. But so what I wanted to do was have them vote. And based on the vote, I would start creating that product or that course next. But I didn't want to just waste that click. When they clicked that, I wanted to take them somewhere. I didn't want to just take them to a page that said, thanks for voting. Your vote is tallied and counted. So I decided to do a page promoting an affiliate product. So this is, if you've heard of ConvertBox, it's like a pop-up box software that connects your email lists. And they were getting ready to raise the price like significantly to change it to a either a higher price or a monthly price or something, but they have it as a lifetime deal. And at the time, this was Halloween, so there were 8 days left where you could buy a lifetime license. And they emailed their affiliates, which I'm an affiliate for them, and so I just decided to write out a quick kind of a quote unquote sales page to promote it. And I sent people literally from this email to this page. At the top, you can see it says, thank you for voting for my next course. I'll tally up the votes in a few days, let you know which course won. And then just started right away with, kind of a sales pitch for the product. And ended up doing like $1,100 in commissions just from that. And like you can't see the whole sales page here. It's probably about double the length of that. So at the bottom, what I did was I said, if you get the lifetime license of ConvertBox, you can pick any of my existing courses for free. Just forward me a copy of your email receipt showing that you bought the ConvertBox, and let me know what course you want, and I'll get you access for free. So I not only got all of the info on what course they wanted me to create next, I was able to tag them and segment them in my email autoresponder, but also make $1,100 in commission, and add some value to people from giving them a bonus on top of a really good product. It's a really, really good product too.
So I don't know whether to be excited or depressed that I have so much to learn.
Excited.
So, excited. Although I guess that in my case, marketing and sales are not something that has ever come natural to me. Therefore, online also, it presents so many possibilities that I often feel overwhelmed because I've tried to learn from so many different sources that every time I think, oh God, this is what I should try. So that's why I always have that sort of sliver of a moment where I feel like, don't know what to do. Like, Dustin, please, can I hire you? But so a few questions that, many questions, but one of them is, I really would like to know what you think about this. A friend of mine, I've heard from two sources, from two very successful people who've been very successful on Facebook. This is a Facebook ads question. That if you have a cheap product around, say that between $20 and $30, you might as well just direct the paid traffic to that, because it's such a low entry thing that it may make you money anyway already. What do you think of that? Because that's what I'm doing with very mixed results that I won't go into, because it's gone from really, really good results to really, really bad results. But I know people that have been really successful with that. But I've noticed that in your previous example, you were not doing that. You were doing the opposite. You were doing the free with upsell. So what do you think, though? Because I have heard it as a strategy that can be quite successful.
Yeah. Is this your own product or their own product, or like, is it an affiliate deal?
Their own product.
Yeah. So if it's your own product, anything less than really $100, you can send it directly to the sales page. Now, the thing to keep in mind is, depending on the niche, there's some niches, like the previous example, the dog niche, people aren't, they're not as open to buying information, especially just digital information. So you've got to approach it in a different way. They're not buyers like marketers just are used to buying things, or used to buying information because they know that they could turn that into more money. So it does depend on the niche. But the biggest thing is, if you're going to do it on Facebook, is to make sure that you are letting them optimize for conversions, so that when you do get a conversion or a sale, they will learn who that person is and try and find more people like them.
Okay. So, that makes sense. But another quick question, then I'll shut up. But what about your copywriting? Do you do your own sales copywriting? And if so, where did you learn?
Yeah, I do all of my own copywriting. And I learned, maybe you can see all the books behind me. That literally what my education came from. I never went to college. I was awful at grammar and spelling. My wife is constantly on me about stuff, but it like writing email copy is really what I feel like I'm best at. And what you see, the email on the screen is it's not copy. That's just literally like a survey. My copy is really written to but at a third grade reading level in most of the niches, so that it's simple to read, easy to understand. Usually I only have like one sentence per line, so that people can, it's just easier on the eye, breaks it up. At the bottom, maybe you can't see it or not, I use the Hemingway Editor app, which I don't know if you've heard of that, but it's just a good way to have like a distraction-free writing screen. But they also will tell you as you're typing it what your reading level is of the copy that you're writing, and then give you suggestions on how to simplify it, make it easier to read, and so on.
That is a great tip. That's actually one thing I love the most about using the Yoast SEO plugin in WordPress is they have this, I think, flash reading score, where they also suggest to break up long sentences and to chunk up paragraphs and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can see this page in the middle. That's typically how I'll do it. I will usually never have more than 3 lines in a paragraph. This is kind of an exception because I'm listing out tools that I've used, but it's just easier on the eye. When you just land on a page, it's a huge block of text. It immediately turns you off. You just don't want to dive into that. It's hard to read and manage where you're at, to remember.
But do you follow a formula in terms of how you structure the pitch, the sales pitch? I guess that's what I'm interested in. Really.
Like the easiest way to to break it down. So I really have like a 10-part formula, but there's a 3-part that kind of encapsulates the whole thing. It's to mention the problem, get their attention, and build up the desire, and then make the offer. That's just identifying the problem, agitating the problem, and then
Attention.
showing them the solution.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right, I think this is the last slide here. So this one, this is a purely 100% affiliate business. This is still one of my businesses. I don't really, I've neglected it big time since 2017 when I started it, but it still does very well. And I actually send traffic to the page on the left. This is the squeeze page from Facebook, from Google, from Bing, from email lists, email ads that I buy in other people's email newsletters. And they opt in. So when they click this download free plans here, opt-in box pops up on the same page, and they enter their email, they're immediately sent to this page. It's very important on the thank you page to let them know that what they did on the previous page was successful, and what they can expect and when they can expect to receive what they opted in for. You don't want to just send them to a random page that doesn't really, they don't know whether something happened, whether it was successful or not. So every single one of these are affiliate offers. These are all ClickBank offers too, I believe. So they can click, it opens a new tab. If they're not interested, they can click here and it takes them to the next page. Where they can click, it opens a new tab to go to the affiliate offer, or they can click here and go to the next page. Same deal here. This last page, there's no other click here to keep going. It's, click here and go to the affiliate offer, or just close the browser. I never give people what they opted in for on the thank you page. I make them go to their email, open my email, click the link in my email, and then go to the download page. And that's just to condition people to getting used to opening your emails and then clicking the links in your emails. You want to get them used to having to do that.
So this normally irritates me, but what I like about what you're saying is you've told them straight away that, hey, what you did has happened and it's in your inbox, right, so you don't actually have to stay. And it really bugs me when that's not clear. So kudos there, mate. I really, really like that. And I also like at the bottom where it says continue to the next page at the bottom. That's another nice move, because normally I get some really sarcastic comment about, I don't want to save money, or, some sort of making me feel guilty for skipping that particular section. And I get really irritated, and it actually therefore devalues the content that I've already received for free, because I kind of feel insulted by the company that's done that. So this is a really nice way of doing it. Yeah,
that's called a dark pattern in UX.
Yeah,
dark pattern.
Really,
it's wrong. Don't do it.
What I should do, really, what you can do to make this a little bit better is to kind of have a progress bar almost at the top, where it's showing them where they're at, but letting them know that there's still more pages that they can look at, because unless they go all the way to the bottom of the page, and they're not going to see these continue links. But people go all the way through. I mean, I would say the number of people that enter their email address, at least 10% of them make it all the way to the third page. Most of them will click here and it opens in a new tab. So this still stays open, but they'll kind of get engulfed in that offer and either buy or don't buy, and then maybe forget to come back to this. But it is pretty surprising the amount of people that make it all the way through.
I've one of the things I've started doing with these, though, is I've recognized that the best price is usually at the very end. So I've hit those buttons that say, no, I don't want to save money. No, I don't want to lock in the best price ever, because I kind of running the risk that I might actually be getting the best price on the next click.
That is a great.
Sure. I've seen that too.
Yeah, that is a great example for being careful about the niche that you pick, because I can see especially the online marketing niche that we are in to be very, very difficult. in this case, where compared to woodworking or gardening or whatever, where you don't have as many experienced people and who understand the marketing strategies as good as we do.
Yeah, the internet marketers are just used to this stuff, so they're just jaded. They have their framed view of the whole thing, and they're just jaded. Like, you can tell what somebody's doing, so they know, you're a marketer. I'm not going to listen to any of this stuff.
Speaking of that, you mentioned that you have ClickBank products that you promote as affiliate. Do you have any lessons learned on choosing a good product to promote from ClickBank? Because I've abandoned my ClickBank account in 2016 probably, so I'm nowhere near what's happening there. But how do we find a good product to promote in the first place?
Yeah, so I use the marketplace. So if you're familiar with ClickBank, they have what's called the marketplace, where you can go and look at all the offers that are available. And I don't really go by gravity, which is ClickBank's kind of their own term they came up with that tells you how many affiliates have made money recently promoting that product. That number doesn't matter to me, but what matters more is the user experience. So, like, this is where affiliates kind of will get a bad name, is they'll just pick the top offer based on the fact that it's selling well. But to be honest, a lot of those products just aren't, they're not very good. The user experience isn't very good. So before I promote any affiliate product, I have to go through the whole entire process myself. I will buy the initial product at least, and maybe even some of the upsells, just to see, if it's worth the value to me as a person. So, like, I'm not going to promote something if it's not actually going to give the person real value. So that's probably the biggest thing, is actually buying the product that you're promoting to make sure that not only it's a good experience, they're not misleading them or deceiving them anyway, but actually that the product delivers value like it's supposed to.
I am really pleased to hear you say all this as well. Just another one, because that's something that I've seen I'm frustrated with on YouTube. There's YouTube channels with significant numbers of subscribers, and you know that the person has not purchased the product or used the product properly, or had the real value from the product. Because when I've then gone ahead and purchased it in my particular industry with our particular needs, I am appalled at the quality, and it really, it really puts you off. The person who advertised it, obviously, it devalues their brand as well, because they've not done that due diligence. And again, I really like what you're saying here. Obviously, I'm listening because I want to promote my own stuff, but what I'm hearing here as well is that there are strategies to find good products that you can promote, and then everyone's a winner, because you are promoting something that is of good quality, that you've not had to make, but you are still generating an income from, because you're able to help promote. You essentially become an extension of the marketing team of these different products, etc.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like, from my experience, I'm usually a customer before I'm an affiliate. That's just the way it just happens to be that way for me. The same with Cloudways. I'm a Cloudways affiliate, but I was a customer long before I became an affiliate. So it's the experience of using it is where you can add value when you're trying to promote it. If you've never bought it, used it, gotten value from it, it's tough to in turn explain why somebody should buy it based on your recommendation. So, like with woodworking, I've been doing woodworking myself since I was like 10. So it's a niche and a hobby that I'm interested in. And then all of these products had all given me value. So that's why I chose them. There are others out there, but they should not be available for sale, because they're awful. They don't deliver good value.
I'm just thinking of all the geeky things that I could go ahead and resell, especially when it comes to things like the Raspberry Pi stuff that I'm into and the electronics that I play with, just off of the side that are nothing to do with my work whatsoever. Right. But I have all of these little projects on the side, which would just be great fun.
You've just created a competitor for yourself, Lee. I'm going to do the same thing.
Let's just join team, mate. I've not got the energy to fight.
So good, yeah. But I agree with Lee that I think what's really setting you apart from most affiliate marketers I've spoken to is the ethical standpoint, and that going through the process yourself and as you said, it is a game that we have to go for the long run in. It's a marathon. You can obviously throw 10K at ads and make 100K potentially back, but then what does it do for you 2 years down the road?
Right. And that's the thing when I first started doing affiliate stuff is I studied a lot of people. But what I noticed is that they were just buying traffic and sending it to an offer, adding no value at all to the person in the middle. They're just taking the cut based on the traffic they were buying. And it doesn't need to be that way as an affiliate. You can build your audience, build an email list, or build a YouTube channel, or social following on any of the social sites, and add value to the equation by giving them an offer that you recommend based on a true recommendation because you've used it.
Any advice for a podcaster? Because my audience is very invisible.
Right. So to be honest, I haven't gotten into podcasting myself, but it is still an audience, right? Like you can build the audience in a number of different ways. The podcast itself is really just the media you're using to get your message out there or to get your content out there. So getting traffic to that podcast can be handled a number of different ways. You can build an email list to send people to the podcast. It's kind of the same as everything. I guess the traffic today so far is the
traffic is less the problem. It's actually more, this is an audio medium. I was wondering, is there any way I can encourage people to specific products? So
to basically take the podcast content and use that content to then pitch a product?
Yeah, potentially, or to drive people somewhere. I guess I'm kind of thinking out loud right now, because there are products that I use all the time that I do have affiliate accounts for that would be of value to the listenership. But obviously everything we've seen is visual at the moment.
You'd almost have to approach it kind of like a radio station where you've got set times in your broadcast to where you're doing basically ads, but you can still make it to where it's products you've used. And they're true recommendations. It's not just somebody paying for an ad. It's the thing that is probably gonna be a little difficult is you getting the them be able to track it back to you as the affiliate. You can't just say I use this product, go get it, because then they're just going to go to Google and search it. You're not going to get any credit for that. So one thing I would do is
use short links, Lee? Point them to agentlytrailblazer.com/active campaign, something like that.
Right. Yeah. And then if there's a product or two that you are going to recommend frequently, try coming up with some kind of a bonus, as long as some companies won't let you do bonuses, but come up with some kind of bonus where if they buy through your link, they get something. Either, if it's some like Cloudways will let you do discounts, 20% off first 2 months or something like that. So that's where I try and find offers that I've used that will allow me to get a bonus like I did for Convert Boxes. It's just the easy way to set yourself apart and why they should go through your link.
Thank you. I've already got several ideas already now, just based on that.
Cool. Any other questions on this stuff? I think my slides are done. So.
Sorry.
Go ahead, Lee.
Yeah. No. I've took your slides down because I was pummeling you and I wanted to stare at you. More as I asked. I think for me, one of the biggest, there's been several really big takeaways. I'd like to just give a little shout out to a couple of products that have been mentioned. Cloudways do not endorse or sponsor any of these products. These are just the opinions of the people who are on the show. One of them was Switchy.io, and the other was the Hemingway app, which I secretly played around with whilst you were talking, which is pretty cool, which gives you the ability to work out what grade you are writing for. And one of the things a couple of things you mentioned. One of them was the ads looking to earn what you've spent. That's certainly something I've never considered. I've seen myself throw money at ads and not get any return, and that's frustrating, and that therefore puts me off them. Two things I've kind of been doing wrong. Number one is I've been sending people straight to the high value sale, which means I don't convert very well. Or the second thing is I'm not sending people to something of value and then potentially doing a low or a soft upsell. Therefore, I'm not generating any sort of income for what I'm doing. I'm either sending myself traffic and not doing anything with the retargeted audience, or I'm sending people to something that's too expensive. So I should be looking to try and break even in some manner. So that's a massive takeaway for excuse me, for me. The other thing I really liked, I've heard it before, but I've shared it on screen here, which is the writing tip. What's the problem? So let's hit them with the problem. Poke a stick at that problem. So poke the bear, get it angry, and then present the solution, which I really, really like that. It's just a really simplified way of saying it. I guess I do have one more question, selfishly for me. I'm sure other people have thought of this, but everything we've discussed is predominantly around Facebook. You've mentioned using Bing, and you've mentioned using, and I search with Bing. I love Bing, by the way. Sorry, Google. You've also mentioned Google. Is this sort of strategy, can we do the same sort of thing with LinkedIn and Twitter ads as well, especially with the retargeting, etc.?
Yeah, absolutely. So the traffic source is really interchangeable for the most part. Some things will work better on Facebook, or some will work better on Bing. It's just a matter of what you are, the person you're trying to attract. Where are they? Where are they looking for a solution at? I love Bing too, especially as an affiliate, because a lot of people just completely overlook it as a traffic source, but they have a pretty decent volume of clicks every single month, and the prices are very cheap and the quality is good. So Twitter for sure. I don't do a lot on Twitter. I've never done any kind of LinkedIn stuff because I'm not really in the business side, like B2B, but absolutely. So any traffic source can be interchanged with this stuff. It's just a matter of turning a click into enough money to cover that ad spend, and it doesn't have to be immediate. It can be. It's up to you. However long it takes you to break even, as long as you're comfortable with it, then it's your call. If it's instantly, if it's 7 days, a month. The big companies like Agora Publishing will go 6 months before they break even. Because they know that person is worth thousands and thousands of dollars later on to them.
That's a good point.
That's really important. Sorry, no, it's a really important distinction. And I think that I don't know about you, Lee, but I think I'm running a Facebook ads experiment right now. And I am, it terrifies me to see the money going. Do you know what I mean? If you're small, you're like, so there's that. But unless you have a question, Lee, I had another quick question for Dustin. Where did you, because all this stuff that you talk about with such ease, it's actually really complicated stuff. It's not, it's such a wealth of knowledge that you have. And I'm wondering whether things like, for instance, Facebook ads that are really, I sort of hover between thinking, I just want to hire someone to do it, and thinking, actually, I don't know whether that would work, because a few times I've tried, I haven't really liked it. Or I know another friend, Kim Doyle, she went from doing it herself to investing in agencies to going back to doing it herself, because ultimately she was the best judge. But so you do it yourself, I take it. You don't use an agency. How did you learn? Did you learn just because this is what you do, this is what you like, you're a geek, you got into it and worked it out? Is that how you learned? Yeah, I'm 100% diehard geek. Technique, like anything technical, I dive into it and just learn it. Right.
But like that part of it is just diving in and learning it. You can read 100 books on something, but until you actually get out there and do it, you're not ever really going to understand how it works. And you got to break stuff before you can learn it. I've run many different campaigns and realized after $100 of ad spend that my opt-in form wasn't connected on the page. So you learn the hard way, unfortunately. As far as hiring somebody, personally, I wouldn't hire somebody unless they had some kind of stake in the company, or not stake in the company, but really like an affiliate relationship where you're not just paying them a couple $1,000 a month and hope that they deliver results. Instead, you got to make it a win-win for both people and make it worth their time. Like if they see that there's potential that they can earn whatever they want, they're going to put the time in and really care about every single thing they do. I'm not saying that agencies are bad or anything, but that's just my personal feelings on that.
But that's such a wonderful way of looking at it, because you are, well, it's the entrepreneurial mindset that you extend to the people you work with, but also it's purely socialist. You don't want to just pay people. You want them to make loads of money. It's just, I think it's fantastic. I love the attitude of it.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Folks, if you have enjoyed this episode, please let us know by throwing in tons of emojis, give us lots of hearts and likes, and of course, share this with everybody, because there have been tons of nuggets of wisdom and value throughout. This has been phenomenal. I recommend you do some screenshots, write yourself some actions. What are you going to do? What can you promote of yours? What can you create if you don't have anything to promote? For example, that the very first slide that Dustin shared, where you're creating something of free value and then going through the retargeting process. So what can you do? These are easy actions that you can engage with. Now, if you want more information, if you want to continue to learn from Dustin, you can check him out over on DustinMcGrorty.com. That's DustinMcGrorty.com. I will also make sure I post that as a comment so you can click on it after we have finished going live. If you are watching the replay, please type in the words replay if you got this far. That means you're a freaking legend, and it's really good for us to know that you sat and watched the whole thing with us and watched the replay. That would be phenomenal. We're really, really grateful that you spent this time with us, and Dustin, we are really, really grateful to you, mate, for spending this time with us. What we're going to do now is we're going to quickly go around the room so you can figure out how to get in touch with any one of us, and then we will do a lovely awkward wave goodbye. So we'll start with Dustin. You can connect with you, obviously, DustinMcGrorty.com. Is there any way, are you on the socials anywhere?
I'm on Facebook and LinkedIn. So feel free to hit me up either of those places.
Pretty unique name. I'm pretty sure you're easy to find. Speaking of unique names, Peacher, how do we connect with you?
Facebook, LinkedIn, the Facebook group Design for Geeks, Twitter, Peacher, easy.
Nice and easy. Jan.
WP Mastery Facebook group.
Awesome.
Also this place.
And for myself, agencytrailblazer.com. Folks, it's been awesome. I'm going to go and look at my Facebook campaigns now. Dustin is my new best friend.
Me too.
Thank you, everyone. Take care. And it's a cheesy wave goodbye.